Music icon Ozzy Osbourne announced his return to the stage with Black Sabbath for one final farewell concert, and unfortunately, fans of the artist and the band are currently feeling cheated by the circumstances of this show. Now, this comes after an announcement just yesterday that Ozzy Osbourne is only set to perform, quote, little bits and pieces with Black Sabbath at their final concert. And this comes after the announcement of the show and after all the tickets were sold with the promise that Black Sabbath would be performing a full set. Now, Consequence of Sound is reporting on this story, and they have the quote here that Ozzy Osbourne actually said on his radio show, Ozzy Speaks, on Sirius XM. So Ozzy said this quote as follows. He said, quote, "I'm not planning on doing a set with Black Sabbath, but I am doing little bits and pieces with them." He continued, "I'm doing what I can where I feel comfortable." He added, "I'm trying to get back on my feet. When you get up in the morning, you just jump out of bed. I have to balance myself, but I'm not dead. I'm still actively doing things." This also comes after a statement from Ozzy Osbourne saying that he can no longer walk, but he's still going to go through with this show anyway. Now, obviously, a lot of people are feeling very upset about this announcement that Ozzy is not doing a full set with Black Sabbath because this was billed as the final Black Sabbath concert. This was billed as the 4 original members coming back to headline this show along with other artists. And a lot of people are making comments about this on social media. We have a couple comments here on Facebook. This one reads, "Funny timing on the announcement right after the tickets sold out. Then again, as if everyone didn't expect this to begin with." The next comment here reads, "Notice how they say this after the tickets sell out? You guys got played." Now, to add insult to injury, it's not only the actual tickets and the circumstances that are insulting people and making people feel cheated. It is the prices as well, with some tickets for this event going for as much as $7,000 US. I did check the other day. This post on X reads, "Anyone looking for the prices for the Black Sabbath Back to the Beginning show? Nosebleeds, cheapest seats are £200 after fees. LMAO, no thanks." And as you can see here in this photo, some of the VIP packages are up to almost £3,000. I'm not sure what the conversion would be exactly coming here from the West. But the point is this. The tickets are very expensive. The stakes were very high. And the promises were made that we would be delivered one final Black Sabbath concert featuring Ozzy Osbourne. Now, before I make my statement about this scenario, I just want to make one little comment/disclaimer to make it really clear where I stand on this issue. All I want to say before I really react is God bless Ozzy Osbourne, okay? I do not blame Ozzy Osbourne at all in this scenario. And if anything, I'm actually somewhat, grateful for Ozzy to actually be getting out there and going back on stage. I mean, for this guy to be even attempting to get back on the concert stage when he cannot even physically walk. His body is riddled with Parkinson's. We have to remember he had a surgery done that affected his neck and his spine. I mean, this dude is barely alive, and again, I say this with all due respect. So that being said, I have respect for Ozzy Osbourne, and whatever we get from Ozzy is good on his side. I do not blame him. The person I do blame, though, and I've never said anything about Sharon Osbourne. I've had a lot of respect for Sharon Osbourne. But I do blame Sharon Osbourne for this, and I honestly see this as a pretty dirty and underhanded move. I do, especially at the end of your husband's career, to bill this show as a Black Sabbath reunion when Ozzy Osbourne will not be participating in a Black Sabbath reunion. Like, look, it's not a reunion just to get the guys back together and sing one song. It's a nice gesture. Again, it's a good thing to do. But this is more along the lines of like a Rock and Roll Hall of Fame or award show appearance, like where the guys are in the room together. It's the original lineup. But this is far from what was promised, and I don't know about you guys, but I think that this is wrong. When you look at the way that the fans have been so loyal to Ozzy Osbourne for 50 plus years now, the amount of hard-earned money that has been shelled out to Sharon Osbourne, to Black Sabbath, I mean, it is just unfathomable the amount of money that these people have made off of their fans. And of course, Ozzy Osbourne is incredibly talented. He deserves to make a lot of money. Nobody disputes that. But to go out and charge the price of tickets that you are charging and not even announce before you started selling tickets. First of all, that Ozzy couldn't walk. That's the first thing. Some people are buying tickets thinking they're at least going to see a man standing on the stage. So they buy the tickets, then you tell us Ozzy can't walk, but his voice sounds as good as ever. That was the quote from Sharon. That his voice sounds as good as ever. So you tell us his voice sounds as good as ever. You sell us $7,000 tickets. You sell out the show in 17 minutes. And then once the show is sold out, not only is Ozzy's voice not as good as it's ever been, like you just told us it was 4 days ago to sell us tickets, but also he can't even stand, and he's not going to be performing a real set with Black Sabbath. I'm sorry, what? I mean, Sharon, this is not the concert that was being advertised to me. And again, I have a lot of love and respect for the Osbournes. I really, really do. I have interviewed and sat down with people that the Osbournes have changed their lives. But Sharon, this is dirty, and you know it's dirty, and it's a filthy move. Now, my question is this. Will people still be satisfied with the set that is performed here at this concert? Well, I think the answer is yes. When you actually look at this whole event, the one thing we have to also mention is the fact that there are dozens of other headline acts who will be performing on this bill. We have Metallica. I think they just added a couple of other bands as well. We can take a quick look. We are doing this one live. I wanted to hop on live today. But I mean, so at the end of the day, I think people will be very much satisfied with this lineup. They have just added Guns N' Roses, Tool, and Jason Momoa? What? Jason Momoa. That's interesting. But so with that being said, this is the only silver lining when it comes to this event, because people are going to come, and it's kind of going to be like a resurgence of Ozfest, which is really cool. It's going to be like the brand new Ozfest coming back to life. So again, I think that this is the only reason why this event will get a good public reception. People will leave at least somewhat with their money's worth. But I gotta say, man, I am sick and tired of this Osbourne's money farming that's going on from Sharon. I say it with all due respect. I truly do say it with all due respect. But if you were to sit down with Sharon and have a one-on-one and say, look, do you think this is right? She knows it was wrong. What do you guys think? Let me know down below in the comments. Is Sharon Osbourne ripping off her husband's fans? Is she leading them down the wrong path to believe that he was going to be doing a full set? Did she take advantage of the people who were traveling from far and wide all over the globe to see Ozzy Osbourne in concert? Let me know what you think down below in the comments, and make sure to subscribe for more rock, metal, and music updates.